Welcome to the Hardcore Craftlocked Challenge, Episode 7, where we are trying to answer the question, can you beat Guild Wars 2's classic campaign without dying with only crafted gear? This is Trust Issues. Trust is a goblin who is convinced that anything not made by him is absolute trash. Either he makes it, or he breaks it. Last time we ended with a hefty crafting session, using most of our funds to skill up as much as possible. For that reason, spending 1 silver to use the waypoint was a sizable hit to our retirement savings. We head over to Bloodtide Coast to report back to the Chantry of Secrets. We enter in and see some Quaggins pledging loyalty to our cause. Thank the gods. We receive an assignment from our boss's boss that we need to go find Yang, an informant in Lion's Arch who may be in urgent danger. We add that to our to-do when I get around to it list and head out. I get distracted answering questions in the chat and kill lots of random things, but make sure to get all the juicy resources and tendies nearby. I'm sure the guy in danger in Lion's Arch can wait, so I decide to work on finishing map comp of this zone and get my finances back up. We climb a nearby hill and grab a vista by a waterfall. Grab a waypoint inside a small fort. Head south into a cave system and discover a pirate camp where they want me to be a bouncer or something. Looks like way too much trouble and absolutely kills my desire to work on this. To Lion's Arch we go. We meet up with Tybalt where he is picking a lock. We search the house for any sign of our missing guy and find a false wall in the basement. Breaking through, we follow a cave and get jumped by mini beasts that have been loosed from the cages. We take them out and see a horror movie cutscene I had suppressed the memory of. Afterwards, we are ambushed by a stealthy undead minion of Zaitan. We cut it down with the power of Barebow, choose from a selection of vendorable rewards, and head back outside. I'm now at one of the steps I've dreaded the most with this challenge, meet your mentor on Claw Island. And I feel like I can do more preparation for this. I head back to Bloodtide Coast to continue gaining strength any way I can. We come across a pirate camp and start cleaning it out to help the locals. If only these pirates could point their cannons to the looming undead threat, maybe they could become model citizens. Find a cave where lots of privateers are drunk and rowdy and they're willing to pay us to be a bouncer for a day and break up some fights. Sound familiar? There isn't enough people fighting to do my job, so I buy everyone around, beat them all up, and get paid to do so. I love my job. My minimap alerts me to a large amount of goodies and I follow it. Fighting my way into a troll camp, taking them out, I'm rewarded with lumber and a large amount of pumpkins. Head south and swim into a cave to get a waypoint and join another player doing a hero point challenge fighting a large amount of geckos. We take them down and earn ourselves a hero point. We waypoint back to a spot closer to unexplored territory and dive into the nearby lake. We collect weapons from sunken crates and arm the Quaggin guards and help them fight off nearby undead and crate infesting the waters. We check the Heart Merchant for anything useful, find nothing, but take the chance to clean up our bags a bit before continuing on. We surface at another shoreline where we need to kill plague carriers and heal sick Quaggin. There were a lot of people here, making this take quite a while to finish. Many dead rats and saved frogs later, and we managed to finish this one off and continue on our journey. I find a juvenile armor fish in the water, considered to be one of the tanky options for underwater pets. However, it pales in comparison to the bear in damage with the traits we run, while being about the same durability. We name him Tactical Sushi and put him in the stables for now. The next heart requires us to make alchemy out of fireflies or something, but there was an event happening and the alchemists were being attacked by waves of undead. Since the event overlapped with the heart, it gave progress for both. 2 waves of undead later and we got the heart done easy peasy. Find an armored frog on the beach who wants to have a friendly duel and will give us a hero point for our trouble. He was incredibly sturdy, but a few dozen arrows we managed to chip him down and get our point. We spot a vista up on a cliff and do baby's first jumping puzzle to claim it. At this point, I'm 88% map comp on the zone and looking for anything I missed. I look for foggy areas on the map and find one that immediately gives me a PTSD punch to the gut. I have to run around picking up various materials and find ways they combine to make potions. I'll spare you the amount of time this took, but let's just say I did my best impression of Breaking Bad and got it done. We spot another vista on a cliff and I struggle to find how to get up there, but someone in the chat spots the access point. I've said it before and I'll say it again, the hardest point of any jump puzzle is figuring out where they begin. Scanning the map for the next thing we need, we find a large underwater tube going straight down, leading to a waypoint, then a hero point. We commune with a place of power and get our rewards for 100% map completion on the Bloodtide Coast. We head back to Lion's Arch, clean out our bags, and stock up on salvage kits and gathering tools. I head over to the leatherworking station to see if there is anything we can do. I check the price on major runes of holding and they are too rich for my blood. We'll skip upgrading the bags. I want to get my skill level up to 275 to unlock another tier of armor. I make some Berserker's Rascal boots, gloves, and mask. To my surprise, I find out I can sell some of these on the trading post. Earlier things I created I could not, so now I'm not entirely sure what the reasoning is behind some crafted armors being sellable and others not. I post the boots as they are worth 90 silver, which would be helpful if they sold, and just salvage the other stuff we made as they were worth far less. We are now at 262 skill. I go to the trading post to pick up some linen and collect a coin for the boots, which sold almost immediately. Probably a viewer, to be honest. Grab a few more materials and make nearly a full set of Cleric's Rascal armor, which is 5 item levels higher than what I have, taking us from level 55 armor to 60. I scrape together a few more materials from the trading post and make an extra gloves and mask to hit 275 skill, unlocking the next tier of equipment. The first thing I craft is the backpack upgrade, taking it from level 30 to 45. A big jump. It is stats selectable, so I put celestial stats on it, giving us a nice boost to everything. I also had a gem slot, so I put something random in it just for the minor stat boost. Although we've unlocked the next tier of gear, I'm completely broke on materials, so decide to hop over to our sister character and see if she can make any upgrades for us with the materials we've harvested related to jewel crafting. At this point, I'm struggling to figure out how to get more jewel crafting levels. I transmogrify some shiny rocks into lumps, but I can't put them into settings. I try putting them into filigrees, but I cannot do this either. I buy some silver and manage to find a few combines using silver settings, hooks, and chains to push us over skill 150. This got us a few pieces of level 35 jewelry. Now we're over skill 150, we could process gold, and I turn all the gold ore I have saved up into bars, then into bands and chains to make any rings and amulets I can. I combine the golden rings and amulets with every gem I'm able to, and in the end make a level 40 necklace for trust, along with the level 35 everything else. We put them into the bank to move over to him. I then head over to the chef station, and halfway there I realize I still have the raptor on this character, and I immediately make use of it for the long journey to the stove. I then start combining foods I've gathered in my journeys in every way it will let me in the discovery screen. This got us up to 110 skill, but the bank is full of jewelry and food, so I decide to stop there. I swap back over to trust issues and pull the jewelry and a stack of cheeseburgers out of the bank. Because I'm playing a power build, the cheeseburgers are actually worse than the level 1 loaf of bread. So that was a great use of time. Thanks, sis. I swap out all the jewelry with their replacements and salvage the old ones. I try to sell the cheeseburgers to a vendor, but even he doesn't want them. I decide I'm ready for the first part of Claw Island. I head to the boat in Lion's Arch and hop on board to head to the island. We land on the island and meet up with Tybalt. The first thing we need to do is warn Commander Talon. He doesn't take us seriously and just passes us along to talk to his deputy, so we go to find them. Deputy Mira tells us that if a serious assault comes, we are to light the 3 signal beacons. They're very proud of the fact that they have not had to light those beacons in 100 years. The first of Zaitan's undead emerges from the water and starts testing our defenses. She sends us back to the commander, and the first dead ship appears, along with it come the risen abominations. We make our way around the walls, hunting them all down. Deputy Mira goes down somewhere. We have to find and revive her. While fighting my way through hordes to reach Mira, the quest suddenly changes. I guess she got tired of waiting and rescued herself. We go to Commander Talon and are surprised to meet Mira there. Talon refuses to listen to reason to light the watchtowers, blinded by pride. He tells us to use the tree bucket to hit the dead ship. We get to once again experience the worst aiming experience in gaming, and after much trial and error, we take down the dead ship. Unfortunately, it brought friends. We sprint back to Commander Talon to ask if he has 20 more trebuchets. Talon still refuses to see reason and is suddenly shot. I'm honestly not sure if it was an enemy that did it. With him no longer in charge, we are allowed to light the signal beacons, although it took me a few minutes to realize this. I'm trying to stay away from cliffs because I really don't want this run to end from some mob knocking me off a ledge. I actually thought I would have to climb to all 3 beacons, but apparently the button controlling all of them was on the first beacon's tower. We slam it, turning on all 3, and then meet the Lion Guard in the courtyard. Objective Survive kicks in, and we start mowing down undead for as long as we can. After a few minutes, a very large lizard crashes through the far walls. Tybalt decides to stay and aura farm. I tell him this is incredibly stupid. The dragon can literally step over the gate. He won't delay the undead for even 1 second. And yet, he stays anyway. We hop on a boat that is concerningly low in the water due to holding 6 Norns, and we head back to Lion's Arch. Well, that was depressing. We clean up our bags and head to the bank to use our Black Lion key we just got. Get some statuettes from the key and browse the Black Lion statuette merchant to see if there is anything useful in there that would help us. We grab a large crafting pack and get 6 silver worth of mats. Wow, this is worthless. I spend the rest of the statuettes on gold. I then suddenly drop to 1% life and have a heart attack because Mad King Thorn is playing Simon Says across town. Oh my god, freaking heck. Dude, that actually made my heart skip a beat. I survived Claw Island and almost died to this walking pumpkin. After slowing my heart rate back down, I head over to the leatherworking station. I made a bunch of trips back and forth to the trading post and process a large amount of rugged leather and make a full set of Cleric's Rascal gear, getting us up to 298 leatherworking skill. We scrounged together a few more mats to craft one more item, pushing us to 300 skill, unlocking the next tier of crafting. The first useful thing I see is I can use one of my only globs of ectoplasm to upgrade my backpack from level 45 to 60, and we immediately do so. I put celestial stats on it and plug in an opal shard in the empty slot. I then refine all the silk I have for refinement XP, and then buy even more silk for more easy experience points. Crafted 3 pieces of level 70 gear. These are blue quality instead of green, so they were a very small upgrade from what we had. These items also pushed us to 325 skill, unlocking yet another tier. Apparently, we just got out of an expensive tier because totems are cheap now. What? They're cheap again? Dude, what? The last totems were 8 silver a pop. Grab a few more items from the TP and make some insignias to make a full set of cleric's gear. Putting it all together jumps us to 342 skill level and places our armor at a full set of level 70 blue gear. I am down to less than 2 gold. I head over to the Huntsman's Station to see what I could do there. I make some seasoned wood inscriptions and start making a set of weapons of that level for skill. I ran out of wood and had to get a bit more off of the TP. At this tier, it appears blood and totems are the cheapest, so I grab some of those and some more wood, putting us down to 57 silver. I assemble a few more weapons and reach 197 skill level. I dislike my hat appearance and use one of my only transmutation charges to reskin it. At this point, I'm almost out of time and notice the fire elemental is almost up and decide to go for a rematch for a loot injection. Chat is concerned, but if I survived it in level 1 gear and I later died to it in level 70 gear, at that point, it's on me. I open fire on it, encouraging Barbarian to take the being of living flame down. Oh my god, look at the bear damage, boom! Boom! Get Barbarian, idiot! I get hit once and rejoice at how little damage I took compared to last time, then proceed to get stun locked and take 3 hits in a row, forcing me to pop Protect Me to survive. I start putting in maximum effort, avoiding everything possible. One player goes down and I would totally save him if I was not playing Trust Issues. But I'm playing Trust Issues. So whatever happens is in between him and God at this point. I proceed to Dance Dance Revolution my way through the rest of the fight without much of an issue and grab a nice pile of loot to recycle. I also level up and get a rune, forcing me to double check if runes can be crafted. It looks like they can, which means this one is garbage. I run out instead of using the waypoint because I'm made of poor. As of now, we're level 77 with level 75 armor, a level 45 weapon, and level 60 backpack, and jewelry is level 35 and 40. And still eating lots of bread, and the closest call today was the Mad King giving me a heart attack in Lion's Arch. Much progress was made, and we'll pick it back up from here next time in Craftlocked.